ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करभावहे तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहे। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
So namaste everyone. So we continue our discussion on Kriya Yoga with Swami Nityananda Giri. Namaste Swamiji. And yeah, as usually I base my question on a wonderful book written by Swami Nityananda Giri, and the title goes like Kriya Yoga, the Science of Life Force. It's available in internet, so you can purchase and benefit while reading this book. Okay, let me see in the very beginning of this book. So, quote, when we go to the subtle breath, we feel the life force, prana, in the form of vibration. And then the next quote, by the action of breath, we reach infinite bliss, and then we move from the state of suffering to the state of bliss. This journey is named yoga. Okay, what we know actually breathing process like inhale, exhale, and what does it mean subtle breath and how it's connected with the prana. We know that prana is look like energy, and while you explaining the process of yoga, which we already discussed in our previous video a little bit, so it's way to bliss, way to freedom from suffering. So can you comment, please?
What you read the line, it remembers me like my mathematics class. When mathematics class, in higher classes, teacher don't have to go to all the steps. First step, he can omit 2-3 steps, can go to the other step, and student can understand because they've already gone through the steps. Now prana is everything. Prana is also called a life energy. In yoga, this life energy in the physical body has been divided into 5 categories. But that is one prana. It don't have 5 pranas. But we still, for the understanding, we make it 5. Like prana, apana, samana, vyana, and udana. Normally, when we say prana and apana, we say inhalation and exhalation. In spirituality, exhalation is prana and inhalation is apana. Normally, inhalation is prana and exhalation is apana. But in a spiritual practice, exhalation is prana and inhalation is apana. Why? That is to be understood, to understand the basic. Because the prana air in the upper part of the body. Apana air that is responsible for the excretion, ejection of urine and all these things is in the lower part. Now, from the base of the spine, along with the inhalation, you are lifting that prana to the top. That means inhalation, though outwardly is prana, in your inner practice, this becomes apana because you are lifting the apana to the upper, from the lower part of your body to the upper part. And exhalation, which is outwardly apana, Now in the upper part is a prana, so you are pushing prana down to the apana area. That means in this way you make a balance between the prana and the apana with inhalation and exhalation, inhalation and exhalation, inhalation and exhalation. The digestive energy and the distribution is for getting energy by food is samana, is in the stomach area. Digestion, it is the fire, Vaishwanara. But there is another, that is Vyana. Means that is the life energy in each cell. Through the nervous system, it is distributed to all part of our body. Nervous system is the center or the instrument on which our consciousness acts. If you take one single cell, it is prana, it is life, it is. But how will you know that prana? We know that prana by Vyana. It is Vyana. Moving in the entire body through the nervous system. That is as explained in the Prashna Upanishad. Satachekyang Hrudayasya Nadya. The nadis are 101. Then each one is divided again into 100. Then into 72,000. So in this way, total it is coming to the number of neurons in a human body. If you make a calculation, though it was said in the Prashna Upanishad in those ages. That means in each cell, the life force that is working is the Vyana. Are we conscious about it? No, we are not conscious. Why? Because our mind is out. Now I am making a meditation practice with my prana and apana, inhalation and exhalation, because it is easy, I can feel it. So that is my object of meditation. After a period, I do this again and again and again and again. Then automatically breath becomes subtle. Finally, a state comes, breath is, we do not feel the external. Then when we concentrate in any part of our body, we feel the humming, we feel the senses. That is the vibration. That vibration is a Vyana. That is in each cell. Our each cell is humming. Our each body part is humming, vibrating. We are not able to know because our mind is out. Now we concentrate on the prana and apana process. By knowing prana and apana, we stopped our upper mind to work. That means it is not making thoughts. And when it is become silent, when we are focusing anywhere, be it Ajna Chakra, or maybe on your thumb of your body, or any cell of your body, you feel the Vyana, the inner sensation. That sensation is your Saptaka. When we are talking about it, we are talking about the Saptaka, the Vyana. The sensation that we feel in Ajna Chakra, or Vishuddha Chakra, or Anahata Chakra, or even in your fingers, or what they do in the Buddhist Vipassana meditation. They feel sensation in each body part. So that is the Vyana vibe. They have not named it, but in yoga, it is named as a Vyana. So we have a technique in yogic system. Nowadays, people don't refer it Vyana Vikshana. Observing the Vyana. In generally, people call it Prana Vikshana. Observing the Prana. Means they are observing inhalation and exhalation. From Prana Vikshana, they come to Vyana Vikshana. Observing the Vyana, the inner subtle life force. That becomes the object of sense. When that stops, then you further go into a bliss. So this is step-by-step process in meditation.
So it's looked like we start with pranayama meditation, more or less, process of breath. Then we work with the 5 types of prana, which is actually in oneness. And then we can influence our consciousness. And it means that's how we move from suffering into bliss. but we start with like pranayama meditation more or less, and then it's connected with functioning of the prana, and prana is the source of our thoughts. Thoughts means our approach to life, which can be depression or suffering, can be bliss. Am I right?
Yes, you are right. Our purpose is consciousness. That is Jnana Shakti, the power of knowledge. But we take the help of prana, that is Kriya Shakti, the power of action. Even Jnana Shakti, for its manifestation, depends upon the Kriya Shakti. Without Kriya Shakti, we cannot know Ichha Shakti or Jnana Shakti. That is why Kriya Shakti or the power of action is very important in a yogic practice. That is not our purpose. The power of action or Kriya Shakti is not our purpose. Our purpose is to Jnana Shakti, reach the Jnana Shakti. But to that we take a vehicle of the Kriya Shakti.
So just recently I read in one Upanishad, I'm not sure which of them, that prana is the supreme goddess. It's look like she is the prana is the supreme goddess which may free us from all kinds of suffering. So
yes. In Prashnopanishad he said, Sa pranam srujata, means that consciousness, that supreme being, Ishvara, first created the prana. Means at that time, when he was supreme, transcendental, there is no activity. So that is pure consciousness. Once activity starts, that activity itself is Kriya. Means that is prana. All the manifestation is due to Kriya, due to prana. If there is no activity, then means you don't feel anything. You don't know anything. You are one with everything. That he said.
I just sorry, just a moment. Yeah, please continue. Yeah.
Yes. That is the reason we say the action is denied in pure consciousness. Because in purity, nothing can be possible. No activity is possible in a pure consciousness. So there must be some kriya, some activity. That is the Rajas quality. So Supreme has its nature qualities, Rajas and Tamas. Rajas is the kriya quality. Now once it is activated, then in one way that is Sattva, that is the knowledge, in one way that is Tamas, the Ichha and Gyan. Then the whole creation of this universe, whole this cosmic play starts. So we say there is no activity in Shiva. Only activity is in Shakti. When Shiva is with Shakti, then there is activity. When Shakti is sublime, married in Shiva, no action is possible.
Okay, thank you very much, Swamiji. Let us complete this video for today. Thank you very much for your answers and wisdom. Appreciate. So see you next time.
Thank you. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।